Former heavyweight champion Fabricio Verdum returns to take on Travis Papa Brown. Plus, the octagon debut of former pro wrestling superstar CM Punk. UFC 203. This is big.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Quicken Loans Arena here in Cleveland, Ohio, home of the NBA champion Cleveland Cavaliers, and the site of Saturday night's UFC 203, as hometown heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic takes on Alistair Overeem. We also have Fabricio Verdum versus Travis Brown, and the long-awaited debut of CM Punk as he takes on Mickey Gall. That being said, let's go ahead and get started with the first question.
Travis, can you talk about the decision to step into this fight? I mean, rough go last time, tough opponent. Was there any thought about hanging back and kind of reinventing or, changing some things before you got back in the cage?
No. I want to erase that fight from my memory, so the only way I know how to do that is to get back in there. And opportunity presented itself, and I jumped all over it. So 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, a couple days, doesn't matter. I'm ready to get back in there.
How do you think Fabricio, obviously he accomplished a lot after you guys fought the first time. How do you think he's changed since the first time you met?
I think he's continued to round out his game. He's always made improvements. You don't wake up one morning and you're the UFC heavyweight champion. So he's made adjustments and he's continued to evolve his game. He's just an athlete. That's what we do.
Thanks, Travis. And for Fabricio, could you talk first, I guess, just about your emotions right now, sitting next to Stipe, seeing the belt right there beside you. What does it feel like at this moment?
Yeah, this moment I'm very happy. I want to fight again. I call UFC. I want to fight soon because the last time I don't go inside the fight. I'm just. He got one nice punch. I don't have skills I don't have a training. My trainings will go very, very good. Everything's okay. Just he got me a very good punch. That's it. And I'm very excited for the next one. Tonight, tomorrow, I want to beat Travis Brown again. The same thing the last time. But this time I want to finish him. And I want to I don't know, it's Steve Miocic or Overeem. Doesn't matter for me. I just want the belt again. That's it.
Do you have any regrets? I mean, back at UFC 198, I think people were worried about how relaxed you were. It's like you were having too much fun and worried about putting on a show too much. Do you have any regrets in the way you handled fight week and the way you handled that fight itself?
No, man. The last fight is over, and he got it, man. That's it. I don't have excuse for that, man. I know it's a huge event, 45,000 people there. I'm very excited for sure. I don't fight for 1 year. I'm waiting for a long time for a fight again, and he got it, man. He got a nice punch. I have a good shape. Everything's okay, but I just think the next one, the next one. And after I beat Travis Brown, I want to sit very close to the cage for watch my next opponent. I don't know, it's Steve Miocic or Overeem. That's it.
Thanks, Fabricio. Just lastly, if I could, for Punk, please. A lot of focus right now on your weight, going through your first weight cut. Just curious if we could get an update as to where you stand, how much further you have to go, and B, if you can kind of give us an insight into that mindset. It's not often we see somebody at the UFC level making their first weight cut and dealing with this for the first time.
Oh, well, I'm okay. I'm happy they put me up here with the heavyweights that are eating as much as they can around me. This guy was eating a whole turkey in the locker room, right in front of me. No remorse. My weight cuts, it's not a fun thing to do. If anybody's done it, they know. I'm not going to tell you it's been super awesome or disastrous either way. It's for you to figure out. I'm sitting pretty right now. I feel good. I'm here. I got a little color in my cheeks. I don't look bad, do I? No? All right. Oh, thank you. It is a nice jacket. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
For CM Punk, you mentioned wanting to do this for fun. This was something that you enjoyed and wanted to get into it. Now you're going through the process, open workouts, conference calls, press conferences, and it's starting to feel more like work, the weight cut. Is it still fun for you?
Yeah, this is all old hat for me. I've done stuff like this my entire career. So being in front of you guys and doing the press conferences and all the extra work, this week's actually been a light week. You know, as aggressive as everybody told me it was, compared to what I used to do on a daily, weekly basis. This is easy. So this is like, it's good that it was already acclimated to this.
And for you, Mickey, a lot of people have talked about pressure on CM Punk in his debut, pressure on you at the spotlight. Same question, kind of press conference calls, open workouts. Has the magnitude of the situation been daunting, or is it what you expected?
It's what I expected. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed the whole process. Pressure not getting to me, man. There's no, I feel good. I feel great.
This one's for Alistair. You are a champion in multiple sports and in multiple promotions. How much does this mean to come into this main event and trying to get the UFC gold?
Well, this definitely is going to be the crown of my career. I'm very much looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be a great night. It's him again. We hugged yesterday during the open workouts.
This is for you, Stipe. How have you managed to balance the training that you did to get to the championship last time with all the personal appearances that you've been doing since you were champion?
Yeah, everywhere I go, every time I do an appearance, I have a coach with me, a training partner with me. I mean, nothing's changed with my training. Training harder than I've ever been training before. So, come on, which was Saturday already. I'm just ready to go. I mean, nothing's changed in my training. I mean, actually, training's gotten harder. So I'm ready to go.
Hey man, this is also for Stipe. You fought obviously in front of very hostile crowds, including the title fight. A lot of athletes love that. Now you come home, it's very pro Stipe in this thing. Talk about the difference, if you would, and how you're going to feed off that on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where I fight at. It could be Cleveland, it could be Brazil again. I'm there for business. Walking in the octagon, that's all I'm going to think about is me and Alistair over here, and that's all I care about. No one else is going to get in the octagon with us. So listen, I'm going to come out the winner, and that's the way it's going to be.
And if I could ask you one more, I know you're not going to give away a scouting report, but the different challenges you're going to face physically from Alistair as opposed to Verdum?
Oh yeah, they're both they're different fighters. Everyone's a different fighter in the heavyweight division. Alistair has a lot of strengths. He's good on his feet, he's good on the ground. Same with Verdum over here. I mean, everyone gets evolves every week, every day, and they get better. So that's why I scout and watch film on them and see anything I can pick apart.
Hey, Fabricio, you've gone on record to say you really wanted to get on this card as the co-main event, and you had, quote-unquote, a plan. Can you talk about what that plan is?
Yeah, this is my strategy, When I'm asking to UFC, I say, no, I want to fight same card, this team you teach. And this is my plan, because a very close fight, very same date, choose a rematch with him, and I'll start over in. I finished him in 2006. He remember when I got the Kimura, very nice Kimura, and both a rematch. This is very good, man, because the last time I'm feeling I'm fight. He got him very early, the first round, and that's it. But this is my plan. This is my strategy. After fight, I'm just sit very close to the octagon and I watch this fight, my next opponent. This is my idea.
Question is for Mickey. With the limited amount of tape available on Punk to train for, obviously you can't release your strategy here, but what things will we be looking for him to bring?
I'll be ready for everything. It doesn't make a difference to me so much what my opponent's going to do. You can only, watching tape only goes so far. I'm going to force my game. We're going to fight my fight. Wherever he goes, I'm going to take, and I'm going to find a way to get him out of there.
Thank you. One more question for Punk, CM Punk. Kind of the same question almost. He's only had a couple fights. What other things have you been looking for in training? And again, you can't really reveal your strategy, but what have you been looking for?
Sounds redundant, but I'm going to do what I do, what my coaches have trained me to do. I train with Anthony Pettis, Eric Koch, Gerald Mershard, Mike Biggie Rhodes, a litany of guys that are way better than me. So they've been sharpening my skills for months and months and months. So I'm ready for Mickey.
This question's for Stipe. Stipe, as a Cleveland guy, what did it mean to be the one to start this championship run that's gone on this summer?
Oh, it was amazing, man. Cleveland needed it. I mean, we had for 52 years, man. We had nothing. It's something to be proud of. I know you can say I broke it, I didn't break it. I really don't care. I'm just happy the city has something to be proud of. And now we have, the Lake Creek Monsters and the Cavs, with the Calder Cup and win an NBA title. So nothing gets better than that.
And if I get one for CM, purely from an athletic standpoint, what has this transition been like? What are the big challenges in terms of just, not only getting your body ready, but from an athletic standpoint?
You got to be an athlete to be a professional wrestler. In that aspect, there's not really much of a difference. I use the correlation of you know how to drive an automatic car, and now you're learning how to drive a stick shift. There's the little, obviously, if you think too much about it, you're not going to be able to do it. But if you learn and you practice and you drill and you're serious about it, you can drive it, and then it becomes second nature. You're still driving a car.
Stipe, this is for you. I talked to Marcus yesterday, and he said he thinks you're maybe 10 to 15% better prepared for this fight as opposed to for BCO. And we all know how miserable the summer was weather-wise, and you spent a lot of time outside training. How do you feel? Do you feel that you're at your best right now? Do you feel you're 10, 15% better? And when Alistair says stuff that maybe you haven't been preparing as much, can you just talk about your preparation and how ready you feel right now?
I feel amazing. I mean, I'm going to walk in the most confident I've ever been. Marcus and my coaches have me ready every fight. This summer was brutal. I mean, it was pretty hot. Some days I thought I was going to pass out because it was like 90 degrees with 100% humidity. It was terrible. But yeah, man, I know I'm better than I was last fight, and I keep getting better every day. So listen, come Saturday, I can't wait to show you how much better I've gotten.
For Punk, what has this journey been like for you from the moment you signed to right now? And what is the long-term plan, regardless of what happens? I mean, is this something that you plan to do for a few years?
Man, you don't read any of the interviews I do you? No, it's been fun. And, I think everybody up here can attest to you have good days, you have bad days, you have frustrating days, you have breakthroughs. You turn corners, you make friends, you're with your team's your family. It's been an amazing experience. So no matter how frustrated or how bad a day got, it was still awesome. I'm enjoying all of this. This is fun for me, and I'm sure you got to be a real sick individual to enjoy some of the gnarlier aspects of the training in a fight camp. But this has been amazing. This has been fun. I get to sleep in my bed every night. No matter how hard training was, I get to go home and kiss my wife. That's a luxury in my world. I never used to get to do that. So it's like vacation.
Question for Alistair. Being here in Cleveland and Stipe's home turf, you seem to be kind of relishing in the fact of getting called out by certain fans, and you seem to be really enjoying yourself at open workouts. What's it like kind of being in his home turf here in Cleveland?
Well, what can I say? People are very friendly, people are open. I was here during the parade. It was madness. It was nice to see a very proud state, finally accomplished championships. I almost feel a little bit sad that I'm going to be taking something away from them. But I will be taking that something away this Saturday.
Do you feel you have an advantage, much like Stipe had when he was in Brazil fighting Werdum?
Well, I never fought in Brazil, so I can't talk about Brazil. Did I have an advantage in Holland? My last fight was in my country, in Rotterdam. Yeah, it did give a little extra boost. I can't deny that. It does give you a little bit more shivers. On the other hand, there's the extra appearances that you got to do. Everybody wants a piece of you. It kind of has a drag on you as well. It depends on how you handle it. You know, I think with my 86 fights and my 22 years of training and competing, I've been able to handle it very well. I'm just going to be curious to see how Stipe has handled it. He seems very professional, but we'll see. We'll see on Saturday.
And last question for Fabricio. Do you feel a win over Travis will put you right back in the conversation for a title shot?
Yes, because me Overeem, I fought with him 2 times in Pride in 2006, and after in Strikeforce. It's like a 1-1, you know. I think the number 3 is okay. It's good too. I told before that just my big goal is the belt. Doesn't matter who, you know. I don't know. I just say Overeem go like a very smart fight with him, like when he fought versus Dos Santos. I think he'll win. He goes scared a little bit. I think Steve Miocic win. This is my opinion.
This question's for Punk. In all of your training, was there ever a moment where you thought, maybe I should have been doing this from the start as opposed to starting your career in professional wrestling?
I started wrestling when I was 15. You know, MMA as a whole wasn't around. If it was a more viable option to make the kind of money you can make now, yeah, I probably would have started a lot sooner, you know. But I was already set on a path. I already had goals to accomplish. So once accomplished all those goals, I could kind of backtrack a little bit and go to that fork in the road. And I feel super fortunate that I got to explore both, you know. So I took the other road, and now here I am. So I'm fortunate to be able to do that. But I don't put any stock into thinking about starting earlier or starting later. You know, to me, it's never too late to start anything you want to do. You know, and if you think so, I'm sorry your dreams are so small.
Hey, Travis. How you doing? Up here. How you doing? When you hear Fabricio talk about his plan and how he's going to finish his match and see who wins between the main event, kind of not really taking you. I don't know if he's not taking you seriously or what, but I mean, when you hear him talk like that, what's your reaction?
I'm ready to piss in his Cheerios.
This question's for Travis. Travis, do you think this second fight with Fabricio can get you back on the right track and eventually heading towards a title shot?
I think so. I mean, the guy's ranked #1 contender right now, so you know, a win over him puts me right back in the talks for a title shot.
A question for Stipe. Have you made a conscious decision to show people a little bit more of your personality leading up to this fight? Because it just seems like we're seeing a lighter side of you on Embedded. Sometimes you're a stoic figure and it's hard to break through that exterior, and I'm wondering if you're trying to let people know more about you by doing these pranks and whatnot.
I'm like an onion. You gotta peel me a layer away at a time, you know, to get it.
Yes.
No.
Where are we at now? As far as
I don't know, man. I think we're still on the outside. No, honestly, I mean, I love having fun. You know, it's my nature. I mean, I think the last Embedded, I was the same way. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I always do, honestly. I mean, you can ask Aaron, who follows me around for Embedded all the time. That's how I am all the time, 24/7. I'm just always having fun, and you know, never take anything serious. You know, until I walk the octagon, of course. But outside of that, man, I'm just having a good time.
And I'm also wondering if you feel like, if you're able to speak on the mood of the city, and for those of us who don't live here, have you noticed a change since the Cavaliers won, since you won around the same time? Like, do you feel like the city is on cloud 9 still? Are you guys still celebrating, and this is kind of the UFC coming to town for the first time? How would you describe every day when you walk around, you know, just seeing everyone wearing Cleveland shirts? It just feels like everyone's just so proud to be from here. Is that different from, you know, 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Well, I mean, no matter what, people have always been wearing Cleveland shirts and supporting Cleveland. No matter how bad the teams were or how close we were, it didn't matter. That's what I love about the city. You know, we're just hardworking people that just love the city and don't care how good the teams do. But now we just got, we got a few champions, and we're City of Champions now, and plan on keeping it that way for a long time. And the cities have something to be proud of.
Just wanted to ask Fabricio, did you say anything to Stipe backstage?
No, I don't say nothing for him, just say hi. Sometimes I'm speaking Croatian with him because I'm living Croatian for 2 years, and he speaks Hrvatski. And it's funny thing, sometimes I'm in Los Angeles. When I saw the fire truck, I'm very scared. That's it.
And also, you know, you were originally supposed to fight Ben Rothwell, and now you're fighting someone who you already beat. Which fight did you like more? Which fight motivated you more for Fabricio? For me? Yeah. Sorry
No,
for boring
man, I told you, it doesn't matter for me, man. It's both a rematch. I just want my belt again. That's it, man. I think it's good idea. Me, Ali start over in the number 3, and me and I still teach number 2. Doesn't matter. I just want the belt. That's it, man. This is my idea.
And then one last one for Punk. Is there any symmetry? Here you are doing your first press conference before your UFC debut on the day Tim Tebow signed with the Mets. Is there a connection there?
Oh, he signed with the Mets?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him. No, I think that's great. That's awesome. Symmetry? Yeah, maybe. You know, but the people who don't like me are going to point out that, oh, well, Punk wasn't a professional athlete, so it's a whole different can of worms. But you know, yeah, I think there's a lot of symmetry. You know, you go from one super. I'm debating whether to call it a sport or not. Everything I say gets clickbaited, you know. So I fuck it. Yeah, you go from one sport to another. You know, there's parallels. You know, it's like Michael Jordan. You know, went from playing basketball to playing baseball. Oh, baseball's too hard. He's not going to be able to do it. You know, I'm awkward and uncoordinated, and I'm old and I'm fat and I'm lazy and I suck and I was a fake athlete. I'm not going to be able to do it. You know, if you believe all that stuff, then you're not going to be able to do it. I'm sure Tim Tebow can hit a ball. I think that's great. We like Tebow in Cleveland, right? Like I'm not aligning with the enemy or anything, am I? No? Yeah.
Okay, guys, 2 more questions, please.
He's right. 2 more questions.
Hey, Stipe, this is for Stipe. And I talked to Dana White yesterday, and I said, who do I thank the fact that the UFC came to my hometown, your hometown? I said, was it Stipe? Was it you? Was it Joe Silva? And he was like, no, it was all about Stipe. And have you had a chance to kind of look around, take in all these people, these fans, you're at the queue, the workouts yesterday, you get to sleep in your bed, all of that. Has there been some pride for you because of that? Has any of that sunk in for you this week?
I mean, listen, I've always had pride because I'm from Cleveland. I mean, I love this place. Never going to leave, and that's the way it's going to be. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing to come here. I'm so happy that UFC's finally here. We've been starving for it here in Cleveland. I'm not sleeping in my own bed till Sunday. I'm still at the hotel. You know, I'm not changing that routine. But yeah, man, it's great. You know, it's just awesome to see all the fans here supporting it. You know, and supporting me, and and Jessica and all that. It's amazing, and it's gonna be a great night Saturday. I tell you that.
All right. With that being said, to piggyback on what Stipe said, this has been a fantastic week for the UFC. We are sold out at the Q. It'll be another record-setting event for the UFC. Reminder, tomorrow night, the weigh-ins are actually at 6 p.m. Eastern at the Q, and then on Saturday, a fan village from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. on the Gateway Plaza. That'll feature Donald Cerrone, Anthony Pettis, and many more UFC stars. Before we wrap, earlier this week, a respected member of the MMA media community, Marcus Kowal, lost his 15-month-old son tragically in an incident that happened in California. On behalf of the entire UFC organization, just want to send our thoughts and prayers to Marcus. Look forward to seeing you back cage side soon, buddy. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
vou quebrar tua costela, palhaço. É, tu sabe que eu vou pegar, sabe que eu vou te pegar. Sabe que eu vou te pegar, sabe disso.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
On September 10th, the heavyweights are coming. New UFC champion Stipe Miocic defends his title against kickboxing and MMA legend Alistair Overeem. And former heavyweight champion Fabricio Verdun returns to take on Travis Hoppa Brown. Plus, the Octagon debut of former pro wrestling superstar CM Punk. UFC 203. This is big.
On Saturday, September 17th, the UFC Octagon arrives in Hidalgo for the first time with an unforgettable fight card. In the main event, two hard-hitting lightweights put it all on the line as Dustin Poirier and Michael Johnson face off. Plus, top 10 middleweight finishers Uriah Hall and Derek Brunson look for a signature win. Catch all the action of UFC Fight Night live at State Farm Arena September 17th. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Gordon, the Iron Dragon, Ryan.
Gordon Ryan trying to finish it. Jason Flynn is done. Got it. There it is. Gordon Ryan gets it done. He taps Marcelo Burgo. Gordon Ryan looking for some redemption. He's left position. He's got it. He's going to have to get a victory here in overtime. Now Ryan has been going for this show for a long time. Oh, Turkey taps! Wow! It is done. Gordon Ryan submits Yuri Samoish. That body triangle looks pretty easy so far for Ryan.